So, Hyperrandom, and we have a 2 TC start, and it doesn't look like... Okay, it took a second for one of them to realize they had the second TC. We've got massive city walls, which we'll have to inspect. We've got palisade walls. We've got archery ranges. This is like super uber arena. And they also start with immortals. They both have 2 immortals here. I've never seen this unit. Got a cool little shield there. Now, this is a little sad for the human player because literally your Civ bonus is that you can build the second TC in Feudal Age. That's like the main eco bonus you have over the opponent. But now, and man, that immortal attacks is so loud. Why is that so much louder than everything? But now, your opponent has 2 TCs. So, the other things with Hyperrandom is the boars, the gold, the food. Everything has slightly more resources on it. So this boar is pretty standard. That's at 380. This boar here is also at 380. But managing this is going to be tough. And then there's also this water terrain in the middle. I think this is dockable. So it's passable by land and by sea. Also weird that this doesn't have a gate for Dwitti. Wow, that's wild. So they each have a base that is gateless. I guess in Fire's case, this gate is... this isn't fully walled. So you have like this tiny city, and then you have this massive city. And let's not forget that it is possible to call a restart. We had Fire call a restart because game number 1, he had a heavy demolition ship spawn in the back corner. But yeah, I think this is better for Georgians. And the restart can be called before 4 minutes. So Dwitti seems to be playing it right now. But just something to think about. As for how you play this, normally on 2 TC starts with walls, you tend to see castles. There is stone here. Okay, so there's stone in the main city for Dwitti. And there's stone available for Fire. But Fire starts with a free mule cart, which is amazing. Actually, I was wondering if you start with 2 free mule carts, but no, you just start with 1. But Fire, pretty boomy player, pretty relaxed player. I was just saying, like, Fire's just really, really solid. He's been around forever. I think he lacks a little bit of creativity and a little bit of a cutting edge compared to, let's say, people in the top 20 these days. But Fire, against a player like Dwitti, who is 200 elo lower than him, Fire should definitely be the favorite here. The thing that's actually quite nice that I'm just realizing is they started with a bunch of huts and yurts, which are essentially houses. So they haven't actually had to build any houses, which is a really annoying part of 2TC start. It's very easy to forget and get pop-locked. Is it just me, or is this map really unfair? Let's just look at the golds. Golds outside of walls. So here we have 5,500 gold outside of walls for Dwitti. I guess if we're really checking, that would be 9 tiles. Up here, hold up, let's not call it unfair yet. There's 7, there's 9. So the positioning of it is different, but it's actually the same amount. It just kind of seems like there's extra for Fire because of the positioning of the map layout, but it's all pretty much the same. Here are the immortals. Do they regenerate? Are they treated as heroes or no? Does anyone know where this unit came from? Is this from one of the single-player DLCs? Hyperrandom will do this. They'll add in different units that you can start with occasionally. Chronicles, okay. Well, the units attack like 3 times louder than other archers do, so it takes some getting used to for me. But obviously, you can't make more immortals. So they're on the way up. Now, the Cumin player can't make a 3rd TC in Feudal Age, which is a bummer. Again, it's like, this is not what you would want. The immortals actually came this way from Dwitti, almost picked off a villager. But that ends up being kind of perfect timing there for Fire, because he can just move his villagers into his base anyways. And he didn't lose anything, so not too bad. Dwitti's realizing this chunk of wood could be used as a bit of a wall here. We'll place a house here. That blocks off a lot of potential pathing. This area would need to be walled as well. There's actually still a hole with his city walls. And again, this is so much worse for him because he can't make stone walls with his civ. Like, not being able to make stone walls is brutal. The city walls seem really strong. 3,200 HP. But, like, having a hole in your wall and not being able to build stone walls, having it be a 2 TC start when you're humans, none of these things really seem to add up as great for Dwitti. But obviously, we'll see how they balance out the fast castle times, how they choose to play it. I do really like kip checks here as an option. Also, Dwitti's not an extremely aggressive open map player. Dwitti's known for like Nomad styles, so I think this is the type of map that's, in general, quite good for him. Someone's Straggler Tree is saying the walls are double layered again. Let's see. I'm not seeing it, but I know that sometimes in Hyperrandom there could be like 2 walls on top of each other, which is weird. I really don't think, if that's not visible for a player, I don't think that's good. I'm not sure how to prove that's the case. Oh, yeah, look. So, like, that's one piece of wall, but it's showing 2. I don't want to be too nitpicky here, but I think from a player's perspective, that's kind of crap, because you can't tell. But, because with Capturage, you can select 2 by clicking it. You can't do that as a player, so that could be really unfortunate. But it seems like that's just this base. So this base is double layer. And then, Fire's made a skirmisher here against the Immortals. That's interesting. And then this one is not. So you got the super wall by the, I don't know, the super bait. Wait, no, it's not super base. Yeah, so it benefits Fire there, I guess, because he's got the thicker walls. Hold on, does he? Yeah, he's got the thicker walls by the more important area. The mega wall. And gates as well. That's 10,000 HP of gate. Interesting. Okay. So Fire will be in Castle H faster. You could drop a 3rd, a 4th TC as well. And Fire has a slight lead, and Dwitti's not really planning on anything extreme, it seems. I haven't seen any villagers on stone, not seeing a lot of military buildings, really. I think the plan here could be to fast Imperial Age, but fast Imperial Age into what? Is always the question. There must be different projectiles or something with this. You hear how loud that is? I in general have my game sound pretty low for you guys, but it's probably not too bad. Res collected's the same. Couple skirms have come out, I guess, just because of the presence of these Immortals. The Immortals have decent stats, nothing crazy. Docking could be really smart eventually. And then Georgians have better navy than Cumans, so things are just stacked against Dwitti here, I think, if he doesn't do anything extreme. I'm not really seeing anything, any plan. Fire just gonna boom away. Fire's like, hey, I'm the favorite. I have the experience. Come and kill me. Show me what you've got. And also just drops a church there that increases the work rate of everything around. How many relics are on the map? 1? 2? Is that... Are there only 2 relics? Because if there's only 2 relics, you can win in this tournament with relic victory. And the one is like right next to Fire's walls. The other one is in the middle, not too far away. Oh no, there's another relic here. I couldn't see it next to the wall. Okay, so then... I was gonna say, like, it feels like if there's one in the north, there should be one towards the south. Doable, but unlikely, I think, that we see Fire get that relic easily, at least. But yeah, Fire definitely growing with a bit of a lead here. They're essentially doing the same things, but Fire has slightly better timings. We might actually see Dwitti click up to the Imperial Age, though. Which would obviously be very different than Fire's situation. I mean, Fire's imp time could still be really good on this, but he doesn't have as much food right now. Does Dwitti see the Southern Stone? Dwitti does not see the Southern Stone. And this stone is outside of his walls. Yeah, so I guess from Dwitti's perspective... Oh, no, he can see this stone. But honestly, he might... He's realizing now. I was going to say, he might not be thinking about it. Sometimes when resources are behind a wall like that and it's similar color, it's kind of difficult to see. I think he can get to this stone, but he would have to delete these walls. So, which feels awkward to do right now. He sends in a couple units here. And he... Wow, the Immortals are doing nothing against those skirmishers. What? That's interesting. Wait. How does he have 3 now? He must have converted one. I think he converted one from Dooidy, and that's what had weakened the monk there. And now Fire says, no archers from here. No skirmishers either, and just drops a castle. We're going to see Manaspa spam from him. Which is a beautiful unit for the Georgians. Guys, Fire just killed all of Dooidy's army. He sees this relic. He has a monk nearby. He's getting this relic. The chances are pretty damn good that Fire starts a relic countdown here. What is Dwitti's plan? He's done nothing inspiring, really. He's been... I think he has a worse map, and I think he has a worse civ, and obviously he's the underrated... He's the underdog, so perhaps expected, but obviously we want to see a little bit of craziness here. It hasn't really been a crazy map gen. It's boomy. This is a very boomy tournament. Lots of eco, lots of sitting back, lots of creativity needed for the casters, you know? Lots of time for us to thank people for subscribing and supporting. It is September, by the way, so you got discounts on that for the next couple days. I think discounts on subs actually start soon. Sorry, gift subs start soon. Thanks to everyone who's chipped in there. Mangonel has arrived. Fire will get the attack notification. And I guess he just doesn't realize that relic is there. Man, like, obviously he's got a million other things to worry about. But that relic was for the taking. I would have expected him to do that instead of attack the gate if he noticed it. So he must not have seen it. He's got tons of stone and gold available over here. Almost feels like Dwitti's going to plan around Onager here. I have no clue. Just seems to really lack as much of a plan as the opponent here. Mangonel moves out. I don't think he expected Manaspa, and now he knows his opponent's on Manaspa. That's not a bad thing. Now he can drop barracks. He immediately gets infantry armor. So now he's probably going to play Halb. Guys, if Fire gets this relic, it triggers a relic countdown, assuming they have the lobby settings correct. Let's not forget that they didn't have spectators on the first time they tried to play this. So we had one player forgetting the series was happening. Oh, that's funny. Fire attacked the gate, and now there's another gate. He's like, what? Did I not kill that? It's because of the double walls we talked about. Yeah, one player forgot the series was happening. Then they started, and they didn't have spectators on. Then they started, and we had a restart, and here we are. Bro, get the relic! Delighted Dreamer, thank you so much for the sub. I would be delighted to dream about relic victory. We have a pause now. Double castle for Fire. He's got churches in the eco, increasing efficiency. He's got the villager lead. He's in him faster. Like, even if Fire is up against Halbs, I mean, we still don't even have the pikeman upgrade completed for Dwitti, so it's going to take some time. Fire can always transition into something else. I wonder, there's no way Fire might think that the walls are bugged, yeah. Maybe he's confused. Honestly, knowing Fire, he probably said, sec, emergency.
Yes.
Thanks, go. Okay, he's back. So we have... Okay, pikeman spotted. That's actually huge for Fire. Seeing the pikeman there now makes him ask the question on if it makes sense to continue Manaspa. I still think you could do that, and then you go Manaspa with other things, and Fire... Maybe he was checking his dock tech tree. That's probably it. Yeah, Fire was seeing how good the Georgian Navy is, because Navy seems like a killer play here. Yeah, that was a tech tree pause. It's wild to me. Like, Fire is right next to this relic. It's just absolutely mind-blowing to me that he's not seeing it. Like, maybe he doesn't want to win with relic victory, you know? Maybe he does know. Obviously, you don't know it's every relic because he hasn't scouted the whole map, but, like, my goodness, it's right here, man. Yeah, Navy and Manaspa sounds insanely good. And as I said, humans have crap Navy. So you just... Dwitti Civ does not done him any favors here. The Civ and the 2TC start has been painful. There's Halb. And, all right, so we won't have relic victory. Monks go down. Immortals go down. It's going to be Halb Kipchek for Dwitti here. Fire getting Svan Towers, so thinking about towers, but he's got docks. And, yeah, he's actually playing this really, really smart. Navy is such a great call here. And towers, of course, could be really helpful as well. He's actually towering up his docks. This is pretty cool. Fire could delete some of these walls, or even add gates there, and then the ships from that side could come over as well. But the last thing that Dwitti is expecting here is Navy. He doesn't have any suspicions that that could be the case. And he's probably feeling pretty good right now because he's killing off the Manaspa. Probably a bit wasteful here from Fire to be out here when you already saw Halb and Kipchek and you don't have many upgrades. So that was not great for Fire. Gives Dwitti an opportunity. I mean, guys, Halbs have bonuses versus ships. I don't remember how much exactly, but they could poke down a ship pretty easily. And see some of the bonuses there. Fire has a hole in his base. Fire's now dropping a tower. Getting a little shaky here for Fire, but this eco doesn't have anything of importance now. And there's the Navy. You know what Dwitti needs? He needs to have Siege Ram. Halb Siege Ram can kill Navy. Because the Siege Rams tank so much. But is that going to be something that dawns on him here? Fire just going to go full Navy, and that's it. Does Fire see the gold in the north? Yeah, he sees some of it. He doesn't see all of it up there. I mean, you could also... Fire really needs, like, Halb. Probably Halb and Galleons. He's working his way towards that. Yeah, that's not a bad play. Fire's still massing those Galleons right now. Svan Towers is really strong. And now the Navy will be here as well. Slowly working its way through the walls. There could be cannon galleons from this side. This is a lot of exposed eco for Dwitti. His house will just go down to the galleons too. Dwitti's going to lose all this eco. He's starting to lose the castle. He doesn't know what to do. He can't spend his resources fast enough. Look at that, all that gold right now. He's just like, what do you spend it on? As the Cumans here. I mean, probably not boats. So maybe Lancers, maybe Cavalier. It just, to me, it feels like this has come as a shock to him. And Fire's got a more clear game plan here. It seems really comfortable to just take his time, mass up some towers, hit and run with the Navy. Dwitti just not really... He's just lacking the edge here, game number one. So Fire massing the galleons, dropping the towers through the middle here. Getting keep now even. Getting Halb as well. Yeah, this is a great composition. And Dwitti's forced to place a castle to try and defend against galleons. And now there's a cannon galleon here to just start taking that castle down if it even goes up. So this is all about adaptability, right? Adapting to really unique scenarios and trying to find what feels like the right play And Fire has done a much better job of that here. Really good call to go Navy and towers and Halbs as well. Cannon Galleon did get sniped. Galleons will go down. But this is... You need an answer to this. I think he has come to the conclusion that Siege Ram could be good, but he's come to the conclusion way too late. Like, you would have needed full Halb, full Siege Ram. Basically, all the resources he's invested into Hussars needed to go into Siege Ram. Hussars do run through here. Fire's realizing there's a gap now, so next time we'll be walled. But some of the Hussars at least make it through here. I don't think Fire will be too bothered, though. He'll lose a couple Vills. He'll complete a tower. He's fine. Did distract him a little bit on the front. He did lose a Trebuchet there as well. But Arrow Slits is in. Keep is in. These towers are insanely strong now. And slowly, Dooidy's getting pushed back. Yeah, he just, like, here's another example. Dooidy's just not able to keep it together right now. Like, Trebuchet clicked forward, probably a misclick. Ram moving forward, not even capped Ram yet. He's just not really able to keep it together right now. I've seen Dwitti play a whole lot sharper than this. And then Fire, like, this is... Fire in competitive AoE is just super solid. Never makes any massive mistakes. Never takes any big risks. So, well, okay, massive mistake as he runs into the castle there. Bad timing on that, but... Yeah, it's going to be tough to break him here. Demos? Demos? Yo, let's go! That was sick. Fire baits the Kip checks into the demos. Just too many things happening for Dwitti right now. Is maybe reacting over on the left side. Maybe he was looking at his army there. It's really sad to resign with 3,000 gold, but I mean... What's your win condition right now? I think the ways to spend the gold would have been Navy, Rams, or Paladins. Maybe Paladins instead of Hussar, but this is brutal. Fire's just taking his good old time. Fire's just having fun right now. Kind of feels like Fire is playing against the AI who, like... You know how AIs will play on for an extra 10 minutes when they have no win condition? I guess that could come off a bit disrespectful towards Dwitti. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but, like, it just looks bad. He looks like he's kind of out of ideas right now. He is going to try Lancers. Look how many towers there are for Fire. My goodness. And of course, they'll have crazy amounts of kills if Dwitti actually pushes forward. Every time Dwitti pushes forward, he goes into the Halbs and the Navy right now. The towers aren't even needed. And Castle falls. And all the Lancers will fall as well. The Relic will be ejected. The Trebuchet will be exposed. On this side, Cannon Galleons could push through to this castle at some point. And there is just no way Fire goes down from here. Lancers are doing a decent job. They're getting some kills. They're certainly stronger than the Hussars. There's also 73 on food for Dwitti. Damn. That happens a lot, right? When someone... Their fights are bad, but it's because they're focusing on their eco. But eventually you do need better fights. And I think he needed the map control. He needed more to happen early before it turned into this. Fire had the excellent decision to go Navy. Humans cannot compete here against George. It's just not a good map for this matchup when you're in the underdog. Okay, Fires does have a monk on the way from somewhere. And as we said, that is actually the final relic. That would trigger a countdown. That might be a get out of my game move at this point, because it feels like the GG could happen at any second. But Dwitti, like Twitch chat has said many, many times, when someone resigns with gold in the bank, you know, people are like, why did he resign with 2k gold, right? even though someone's dead. He's thinking that way, and he's like, I'm not calling it. And it's game number 1 as well, right? Maybe he wants to build off some, or work off some frustration, some nerves. Like, as he tries to make more army and more buildings, those buildings are just going to get pushed. And yeah, here comes the monk to get that relic. More towers from Fire. Fire's just coasting. Fire could have won this game a long time ago, by the way. Like, he could have moved in with more siege, but he's just played patient. No need to take any risks. He's just playing chill. Okay, real quick, chat. Will the GG happen before this relic gets brought in? I'm inclined to say no, because Siege Ram is on the way, and he's building up a pretty massive force. But the monk has to walk a decent enough distance. Now, I think... I guess the next question would then be, does he call the GG when he sees the countdown? This will be good for the admins to know if they have the lobby settings correct, because if it doesn't trigger the countdown, they can tell them for the next game. Let's see. Horrible fight for the Cav. Relics on the way. Relics on the way. Let's see. Did they have the lobby settings correct? They did! Let's go! All right. Lobby pros. He's trying to fight back over here with some Siege Rams right now and some Lancers. But now there's a countdown. And in 195 years, Fire will win. Dwitti actually has higher population than the last couple minutes. But yeah, just not able to make the progress there. We'll probably need support for these Rams. Otherwise, the Rams could go down to Halbs and the Cannon Galleons. And Fire just building more towers. Losing a Treb. Pretty nonchalant here from Fire. But he doesn't care because he can lose the Trebs and still win. And still be fine. Yep. You can't push Halbs and the Cannon Galleons and the towers. It's just one too many things. The Fire is like 25 towers, it feels like, in this game. Commander Whitloff, what's up? Thanks for the prime. Techie, welcome to the stream. First time chatters. Is Sub T90 doing well? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I feel I'm doing better than Dwitti right now. I think he's slowly coming to the conclusion he might be dead here. Put up a big fight. He's been in a horrible position for a very long time, so... honestly, respect that he continues to grind, continues to fight. But, I mean, not a situation where the randomness benefited him at all. I think Fire's map was better. I think Fire's Civ was better. And then Fire's decision-making ultimately was a little bit better as well. But when your Civ bonus is you build 2 TCs in Feudal Age and no one else does that, and then the game mode generates 2 TCs in Dark Age, you're like, okay, there's my eco bonus out the window. And then when your Civ has a crap navy and 60% of the map is water in the middle, that's also not so good. But, I mean, I still think at the same time, with all that in mind, you do need to do more than he did in the mid-game. It was a very uninspiring mid-game. There's arguments you could make that the map doesn't really allow you to do much in the mid-game. Absolutely fair. But yeah, he just felt a little confused there. Fire played solid, played well overall Age of Empires, and used his Civ bonuses nicely. 2-to-1 KD. Very nice eco balance. Didn't even spend that much gold this game. Like, I think he honestly probably bought a lot of stone. He certainly mined a lot of stone, but it didn't really need gold units beyond the Navy. And the rest was just Halbs. Guys, welcome to the sludgiest, crappiest river map you've ever seen. Ugh. Normally we get excited about the randomness. We're like, oh, it's going to look pretty. It's going to look awesome. Oh, my goodness. This is disgusting looking. Even the grass is all poopy. I mean, not great. But hey, it is a game. They started with a fishing ship, and they started with a scorpion. So we like Age of Empires for its variety. And we like Hyperrandom for its variety. Georgians for Dwitti, which is very interesting because his opponent had Georgians in the first game. So now he gets the free mule cart, which isn't bad. And then fire is Burgundians, which is also interesting because they had a restart and Dwitti was Burgundians one of those games. What are the odds of that? TC spots are right next to the shoreline, which is not so common on a map. Normally you're in the middle and you're not next to the water. See how they manage this here. But yeah, this map is 0 out of 10 for looks. Maybe 0 out of 10 would be a little bit harsh because I do think the way the map is spawned with the different islands, I think you can also use land units to go across this area as well. It's not bad in terms of gameplay. But yeah, it's just not a very nice looking map. Someone says this map looks like puke and poop mixed together. That's the first comment of the day from someone named Wet Sticky Sock. Okay, well that guy would definitely leave that comment. So what do you do here? I obviously think if you start with a fishing ship, you're always going to add the early dock, and adding more fish feels like the natural play. It doesn't actually seem like Fire's going to have the easiest build here, though. Because Fire built the dock before a lumber camp. So he won't have another fishing ship here for a second. This is kind of weird. Capture Age has this starting fishing ship and new fishing ships in a different category. So I guess there's always going to be a separate category up there for the fish. Really nice start for Dwitti. This is where that free mule cart's going to come in clutch here. Wait, is the water texture we're looking at new? Or is this just something we don't see a lot? Someone in chat said this is new. Did someone actually get paid to make this? Like, it was someone's job to come up with this crap texture? No way they added this intentionally, right? They added new water textures with the last patch. Yes, this is relatively new. What? This was someone's job? What? Okay, I really am not trying to be disrespectful to the devs. I love our dev team. We're very lucky. But I mean, come on, bro. Who greenlit that? Okay, well. It doesn't look great. It's a Yellow River in China T90. Oh, God, am I being insensitive? I didn't realize it had historical significance. I didn't think about that. It just looks gross. I wasn't trying to be insensitive. I just don't think it looks great on this map. But if this was, you know, for some type of, you know, realism, then I guess I approve. Okay. I approve. Why did I even mention it? I should have just not even noticed. I should not even said anything. By the way, there's ports in the corner. I doubt they'll see them, but this can happen. I actually think this happens on every single Mega Random generation that spawns water. So I know GG Out is playing in the qualifier. I don't know if there's any other qualifier players that are lurking around chat right now. But anyone out there, keep that in mind, please. Every single water generation will always, if there's water in the corner, it will have a port. So you can trade with that. Fire has definitely had the worst build here, no doubt about it. Yes, he can get double bid-axe early with the Burgundians. But he just was later to taking wood in the first place. And we have Fire walking forward with the villager. Also, the Scorpion... Wait. What happened to the Scorpion for Dwitti? I'm so distracted with the water. He had a Scorpion. Oh, shoot. And he loses the Scorpion to Fire Scorpion. Okay. I guess that makes sense. That's actually pretty awkward for Dwitti. Because you don't have a scout, you just have the Scorpion here. But Fire Scorpion, luckily for Dwitti, is going the wrong direction right now. It's not actually going to Dwitti's base. I could massacre Dwitti's woodline right now. It would be huge for Fire to get there. Well, see, I thought the plan for Dwitti was to go scouts, but then he went to golds, and then I thought his plan was to go water, but then he didn't build a second dock. So I'm actually very confused on what the actual plan is. Maybe it's a mix of both. He is making a fire galley, he is making the stable. Fire continues to look for the enemy right now, and has just assumed the enemy is not to the north, and the enemy must be to the south. So the Scorpion's just going the wrong way. Fire even using the villager to scout, which is pretty smart. He's just been unlucky here. Fire's also on golds. His opponent's in feudal, so he seems a little nervous and will wall up a little bit, just in case. And Fire does have 2 docks, so we might see double fire ship production from Fire. And Dwitti doesn't know where the opponent is because of where he lost his Scorpion, and Dwitti doesn't know where the dock is. So there's a lot Dwitti needs to find out as well. Actually, wait. Guys, if Dwitti sees these houses and the villager, he's going to think Fire is, like, down here. Fire... Wow, that's crazy timing on that quick wall. Yeah, Fire is building his barracks forward right now. And Dwitti's going to respond to this, but I don't think Dwitti's going to focus on the right things. He's going to think that Fire has his base down here. So immediately goes for the archer range. Still missing the Scorpion. Fire galleys are out. Fire galleys are just going the wrong way, dude. Fire galleys there. The scouts will find the fishing ships here, though. So he will know to bring the fires in this direction. This is hype. Fire's making some Flemish militia right now. Flemish militia are pretty good against scouts. I like this change a lot. The devs made it so you can make the Flemish militia out of the barracks starting in feudal. It just gives the Burgundians a little bit more early game flavor. Their strength is normally late game and like more boomy maps, so it gives them some open map potential. And this barracks from Fire is in a really annoying spot for Dwitti. I could easily see this snowballing on Dwitti. Like here, now his fire ship finally arrives. Now there's a lot going on. Now he has to bring his army back. The Scorpion's actually here too, which is kind of... Fire's going to get some great value from. You would need scouts and archers against these Flemish militia. But that's a lot when you're being pressured like this. And Dwitti was ahead in res collected for a really long time. Now he's behind. Look at Fire. Is he going to wall in the Scorpion? That would be so sick. I don't know why he... Well, it would have been a nice idea. Scout's still lurking around. You're just seeing the nerves from Dwitti. You're seeing this become so awkward for him to keep up with right now. And look at the Flemish militia. They're good. Well, actually, they're not a spearman, so I guess they have no bonus damage against boats. Well, they have a little bit, but it wasn't as significant as I thought it would be. Just another game where the favorite's just able to claw control back from the opponent, even though they maybe shouldn't have had it in the first place. And I'm seeing some cracks in the gameplay for Dwitti. Lots of idle time. Lots of nervousness. Navy is really building up for Fire as well, so eventually Fire will be able to move through, potentially snipe some fish. He's actually up here, though. So both players have been quite confused. I don't know why Fire's sending his Navy that way when his opponent's here, but it's been one of those sets. It has been random, dude. Like, look at the differences in positioning with armies. Scorpion and militia here. Archers and scouts this way. And Dwitti's archers might have a tough time getting to Fire's base, though, if they're headed from this direction. And Dwitti will lose another Fire Galley. And so Fire Galley goes down. And Fire's Fire Galleys finally turn around to head this way. Fish has been really efficient back here for Dwitti, though. But Fire's building double defensive tower. Fire's just kind of, like... Fire's just chilling this series. I know there's a lot happening right now, but Fire just feels like as long as he doesn't take any massive losses, it seems like he can do no wrong here. The triple defensive tower is a really unique play. Yeah, they started in Dark Age with the Scorpion, so to people who just got here, that's why he has it. And towers were a good call because the archers were going to be here eventually. Fire ships from fire find the fish in the back. That's really bad for Dwitti. Really, really bad. And he has no defense there. He's also losing his fire galley again to galleys there. KD's even right now, but this could easily look like 14-8 or something pretty soon for fire. And he has bow saw, and he has horse collar. Fire just not even one step ahead, just multiple steps ahead here. With upgrades, with military control. I'm not sure Dwitti's going to be able to find any damage. You can do that. You can attack a farm, so he can't use that farm. So there's some positives, I guess. He is also bringing his fires over to keep what's left of his fish alive. Actually, seems like both players will click up to Castle Age soon. The thing that I keep expecting from Fire is that he will move forward with this Navy through this choke point, and he will start to take some good engagements. Didn't happen yet. Ooh, he has a demo over here and a fire waiting for the archers, I think. Scorpion Flemish militia army still just hanging out randomly. This is definitely one of those, like, if Fire plays like this in the next round, I'm not sure he'll be able to get away with it. But when has the experience advantage over someone like Dooidy, obviously I could see him getting the job done here. I don't know what the bracket looks like. Maybe chat could tell me who Fire could potentially face next. Because, like, you have 2 minutes of idle TC time here. I'm even casting this like it's inevitable Fire wins this game, but it's because I was expecting him to move, like, to move out a little bit more offensively with his Navy and do a little bit more, but things just kind of stalled out here. It seems like his focus is going to be around getting a castle up. Okay, so the winner of Margugu Benanji. Okay. I don't know if Margugu is going to be able to play. I heard some rumors that he might have some issues playing. But maybe there's been a change on that. Yeah, Fire's galleys could definitely move through here with confidence. But he does need to be careful of these fires. There's going to be knights out for Dwitti. Knights, Navy, a very difficult map to town center, but you could see town centers. We could see monasteries as well. Still the random Flemish militia are hopping out. Flemish militia do actually get more HP and more attack once they make it to Castle Age, so... And you don't need to get any upgrades for that either. It just automatically happens for you. Fire has his fish out of position here. But he seemed to know he needed to control this choke point. We have a demo coming through. Nice micro back there from Dwitti with the weak ships. And Fire needs another demo. He gets it. He just needs another fire or two. And he could be okay. Knights are headed this way to clear up the Scorpion Flemish militia army. But the Flemish militia now are much stronger. And the Flemish militia just destroy the Knights. Not bad. But the Scorpion's been sniped. Fire's Navy now coming all the way back to deal with this choke. So he's not pushing forward. His fish could be found. He's dropping a castle. And Dwitti's fire ships are about to find Fire's fish. You know, Fire maybe just letting Dwitti hang around a little bit too much, right? Like the previous game, it was the same, but he had the civ advantage. Here, there's no guarantees that that's the case. A second TC's up for Dwitti. He has really healthy farming eco. He will have some monks out. Nice holds from the underdog here. Really nice hold. Fire's 10 eco behind now, guys. And Dwitti got some really good upgrades as well. The second he was in Castle Age, he got heavy plow and bow saw. Fire will have a strong unique unit, the Coustelier, but if monks are out to get conversions there to defend, and the base is properly protected, I could see Dwitti being fine. This is the tricky thing. Fire's base, it's like impossible to damage him. He has castles and towers everywhere, and it's really condensed in the same spot. Dwitti's base, he needs a TC on this gold. He gets a TC on the gold, it's probably fine, but even still, it's a lot more exposed and open. Fire's fighting back on water, hoping to get to what's left of Dwitti's fishing economy. Again, though, this is just what I think of Fire. Like, he tends to play super solid, and it makes it really difficult to break him. Like, you're not going to beat Fire in 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 25 minutes. It's going to be a 45-minute game, maybe an hour-long game. Here comes the scout now. Dwitti did get one relic. There's also a relic up here, so I guess no one will ever get that. The Fire's Navy has found the port in the corner, but he's lost his fishing ship to this fire galley, and he's not fishing here either. And actually, the scout got converted there. So Dwitti's cooking 2 TCs. Still would really like to see a 3rd TC, because that gold looks exposed. But Fire doesn't have many units right now. Fire's Navy still looking for the fish and just missed them. Just passing. What's up, Dumb Cube? Welcome. That's funny. Really unfortunate for Fire. He just kind of looped a really long way around. Another TC for Dwitti. It was just shifted some more vills onto stone. That's a lot on gold for Dwitti. But Fire using the Navy there. Dwitti maybe needs a few more fire ships. He's actually bringing his fire ships back for that. Fire's starting to build up outposts. He's starting to take some of this position away from Dwitti, so Dwitti can't potentially use it later on. And the main military for Dwitti right now is monks. That's it. A couple knights, but... I mean, that was so risky, dude. Walking across the middle with 5 monks in a group when Fire's made demos is crazy. Fire's Navy finally does what they set out to do. And Fire's Flemish militia get attacked by the knight and got hit by the TC. Still some fire action down here. We're about to see a castle for both again. For Dwitti, it'd be the first time. And Monk... Okay, Monk will get the relic. That's relic number 2. Dwitti also has at least 1 outpost and a few military units up here to prevent Fire from expanding. Why is the water yellow? According to chat, this was based on the Yellow River. This is Hyperrandom, so this wasn't spawned with... Oh, God! Fire's going with a castle right next to Dwitti's stone. Dwitti's monks are over here. Somewhere. He also is attacking underneath that TC. Dwitti, you can't let this go up, my friend. You have to immediately build your own castle. Fire should never get to build this castle. But I think it's going to work because Dwitti's never had a market this whole game? That's absolutely crazy. Then in a game like this, he hasn't had a market. I expected him to insta-buy stone and build his own castle. Oh, God. He's going to try and run across the river. But there's a demo waiting. And Fire knows the vills are moving. And Fire kills 3 vills. I mean, 3 vills is still great. Oh, man. And now that castle spot is just massive, man. It's going to make things so messy. And he has 649 stone. No. Okay, just got a little bit more stone, but oh, man. It's crazy not to have a market at this point. Dwitti. Oh, no, Dwitti. It's still winnable. Fire didn't actually continue in there. Dwitti still has the better eco. But the pressure is on now for him. And finally, he's building a market. Yeah, if he had a market, normally what happens there is you just instantly buy the 200 stone you need and you castle right next to that to deny that. So that's definitely the biggest moment of the game. Like, you don't need to have a market, but it's really uncommon with how messy this game has been for players not to have one. Look, I'm paging up. Like, look at how many times Fire used his market throughout this game. and then Dwitti just finished his. Dwitti is on the way to the Imperial Age now, though. We'll have a castle to potentially treb down Fire, and Fire is nowhere near the Imperial Age. That's a lot of monks from Dwitti to defend himself, but a big raid comes in from Fire, and Dwitti needs to react immediately. He will hop into the church with some vills. He will bring over some monks. And Dwitti's going to add more navy now. So Dwitti learning how important the navy is from what Fire did in the previous game. This is the imp TC, so there's no risk that TC will go down. And Dwitti tracking with the monks pretty nicely now. Fire has to be careful. This is where Fire needs light kef. A little surprising we didn't see that from Fire earlier, but I think it's only now become immediately clear just how many monks his opponent's committing to. What? Bro, Fire... He didn't lose the castle. He deleted it. But he was dropping a castle underneath his opponent's castle. He also just got a bunch of units converted against Dwitti's monks. There's a lot happening right now. But Fire dropping castle number 2. Just maybe knowing he's behind, wanting to apply as much pressure as possible right now against his opponent. It's still so easy to lose in Dwitti's position because your eco is so exposed. Like, all this eco is exposed. Fire could be raiding here nonstop. Dwitti maybe needs to pull these villagers back underneath the castle. Like, Fire doesn't need imp for his units to be strong. These units have charge attack with their first attack. They do some really good damage. But, you know, Imperial Age changes things. The monks will have more range. The trebs can take down the castles. But, guys, Fire's eco is cooking now. He's been completely untouched. He's been on 4 TCs. He's had great upgrades. And I'm just not yet convinced that Dwitti is able to manage everything at once here. Here's an example of it, right? Monks are exposed. He's not even looking at this, but Fire used his charge attack on the villager. And now Dwitti's looking with a couple other monks. Trebuchet for Dwitti's underneath the castle. Don't lose the Treb. Okay, Treb survives. He's at, like, no gold. There's going to be some raids now from Dwitti with some of his converted units to go hit Fire. And it's hard for him to hit Fire in the proper spots. Where are the monks right now for Dwitti? It says he only has 7. There's 2 behind the castle. I guess 4 behind the castle. He's waiting. Raids from Dwitti. Paying off. Nice counter damage. He really needed some counter damage. But he needs to protect his trebs because Fire can snipe that treb. Is Dwitti paying attention to this? Does he have his monks waiting? Yes. That was with a purpose. So he can convert some units here. The castle will also get some kills as well because of Bodcanera being in. Dwitti needs to save the monks. I mean, I think those monks could have all survived in the castle. But Fire lost everything. And he doesn't even take the trebs. Wow, so Fire has a bit of a vill lead. He's still an age behind. And Dwitti could be just thinking about dropping castles everywhere right now. I don't know what the hesitation is. I think he's just stressed, but a castle here would be great. Obviously, eventually castles exactly where Fire's castle is would be great as well. Did Fire ever get devotion? He did get devotion. It's just the conversions start a long distance away. Let's go, Dwitti, dude. So much adaptation is needed here. It felt like he's not going to be able to do it in the earlier stages of this game. I just wasn't expecting it, but Fire didn't really push with his lead too much. He does have a really nice economy now. But he's going to lose grounds. And Dwitti's got those monks targeted. And army comes through here from Dwitti, hoping to just kill the repair villagers, which is a nice play. The repair vills will all die. The castle for Fire will definitely go down. Fire will lose a monk now. Fire's TC here is... I think his foundation was sitting there for a while. Fire comes back in for the monks. Dwitti's distracted. Dwitti was converting before, but he's lost track now. He will lose his monks. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Fire has a lot of Coustilier right now. They could shred everything, man. And Dwitti, 25 vills behind. He needs something other than just monks. Obviously, he will be fixing his eco. He's adding farms. Would love to see more castles. He's also added more TCs again. Navy is a good idea, but, like, I think you need something more than Navy right now because the Navy can just be killed off by Cav. If anything, make demos. Fire's dropping another castle. Fire's done the right thing to just stay on army here because going imp, he would lose full map control and it wouldn't be chaos anymore. Dooidy would have time to chill. But Dwitti's like, he made it to imp, but he lost map control, he lost eco, and it's been with mainly monks and those trebs. The Fire's churning out units like a madman right now, and he could slice and dice this whole eco here. Dwitti needs more monks. It's just such a shame. Dwitti had stone for castles for so long. Like, there could have been castles in this area. He still has enough stone for 2 castles. He just seems clearly just a bit slower than Fire, right? Fire's also adding monks to convert units back. Not a bad idea. I'm really worried for Dwitti right now, guys. Like, if he hasn't won it yet, if he hasn't used this lead to take more map control, I don't know. Still, obviously, arguably in the better position. And he will start to trap down this TC. And, oh, don't tell me he's about to drop a castle right there. Dwitti, you're not ready for this yet. Okay, so his plan is to drop a castle here, which is much better. Here come the units. Monks need to be targeted on everything. The monks will die. Some conversions will happen, but look at the... Well, actually, look at the amount of Manaspa all of a sudden. Manaspa and monks. Not a bad play at all. Fire lands a nice demo, but he did lose the town center. This castle for Dwitti will complete up on the hill. So now Fire can't really raid, and Fire is still in Castle Age. I mean, the Manaspa also seem to be really solid here. Oh, they have imp armor as well. He wasn't actually making them any Manaspa, so I didn't realize that. I thought he would only have 1 or 2 upgrades. Damn, what a game. What a crazy, crazy game. Fire is also raiding back here. Nice job from Fire. That's hard to do. Fire, I think, has reached the point he does actually need to get imp. Like, stop producing units for a second and go imp. Feels important now. He does have so many units, though. 30. A group of 11 here. Zachary asking, he needs to spread out the monks on conversion targets 1 at a time manually, right? Yeah, and that's why you need to shift out of monks. Because it's just there's too many things to focus on now. Economy needs to be managed. So having monks around to heal and whatnot is great. And get the occasional conversion, but committing to only monks was just not working out. Love this from Fire. He's actually splitting his group. He still has more units back here. He's being really annoying. And he will probably try and click up to the Imperial Age. Dwitti, though, see if he reacts to this. This is where I would have loved a castle earlier. A castle on this hill above the gold. Yeah, Dwitti's not seeing it. Dwitti's not seeing it because there's a main fight here that I'm not seeing. Where Fire engages and he snipes both the trebs just to hold on. And he's on the way to imp. But at what cost for Fire? Demo, Manaspa are sitting here underneath the castle. Dwitti's obviously going to need more trebs, but these Manaspa are absolutely insane. And maybe you don't even need trebs at this point. Maybe you just spam Manaspa. Get elite Manaspa and just raid Fire. Fire used to have a 20 villager lead. It's now only like 5 vills. And the Manaspa are going to spread out underneath the town centers. I love this from Dwitti. Stop making trebs. Fire is just going to keep sniping your trebs. Just make Manaspa and don't even care about castles. For the first time in the game, Dwitti takes the score lead, it feels like. Wasn't the first time in the game, but in a long time. And now he's got the stronger units and he's ready to go. Fire had most of his farming eco here, so there's a lot of idle time now. And more units are going to come through. Excuse me? That is a Dwitti castle. Dwitti is going to castle there. Well, we wanted chaos. Here he comes. I could see this going wrong so many different ways. But it's working. And GG. Damn, I really didn't think Dwitti could do it earlier in this game. I just didn't think so. Fire was like, he was playing with his food, it felt like. Now, that wasn't actually what he was doing. I just think that Fire's style is little relaxed, right? And I felt like Fire had the Navy lead, and he could have pushed and killed the fish. It felt like Fire had some good momentum on land. But then things just, Dwitti just hung around for a while. And even still, I think if Dwitti would have done a little more in Castle Age, could have won the game earlier. But I was just like, okay, he's not able to do it. He's not able to do it. He's not able to do it. And he did. He did do it. He turned it around nicely. Great job from him to just stick with it, man. There were so many different things in this game that Fire sent his way. And he just kept fighting. Great KD in the end. Eco was pretty close, I guess, all things considered. And it's a best of 3. So there's a very good chance that Dwitti could pull off the upset here. Fire's gotta up his level a little bit. Holy crap, man. Game 3, Hyperrandom. And we have a Nomad start. Now, the background here is Dwitti is a Nomad obsessed, crazed villain. Or not villain, a fiend. I don't know. He's a good Nomad player. So this is good for him. What's not good for him is that he has not... Oh, no. He doesn't know there's water. And on the water, there's boars. And, like, if he doesn't find there's water and Fire knows there's water, that is a massive lead for Fire. This could be either really, like, good for Dwitti if he, because he likes Nomad, or really bad. From his perspective, because you have no scout, he doesn't know there's water. Fire also walked by, knows where Dwitti's TC is. So we have Dwitti as the Koreans. We have Fire as the Tatars. And this pond out here, guys, has tons of boars as well. But Fire can add fishing ships over time, in theory. I think it's really important for Dwitti that he scouts that. It isn't just GG to not know about that. But this is, of course, the downside when something's so random. And when it's Nomad. He's not going to think that there's any water at all. There's no reason to think that. He's scouted to this edge. There's only land. It's just not a generation where intuitive thinking would make you think there will actually be water. Fire will have the slightly slower start with the like normal food income, but that's all planned so we can get some fish out. And this villager's bringing in food. And Dwitti has a legend video on my channel. And it was when he was 16 or 1700 and he beat the 22 or 2300 Margugu in a Nomad tournament. So this is his thing. Absolutely loves Nomad. Fire will not know that his opponent hasn't docked yet, but that's obviously a good edge for him. And Tatars aren't too bad. Like, having more food on your sheep is nice. I will say that Fire doesn't actually have a lot of sheep. He only has 1 cow. He's going to bring a goat back. And then this boar was pretty close to Fire. This is kind of balanced in terms of, like, one player has the water and knows about it, obviously. And then the other player has the land advantage with all the goats and the sheep. Now, there's a tower here. I don't know if this is collectible or not. That's kind of random. And Dwitti still scouting around with his sheep here. Seems to be veering off, so I don't think he'll encounter the water. He'll find Fire, actually. That might be... That might make him... Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Go this way. 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 Go to the north, goat. To the north. Oh my god, he's on the shoreline. Oh, did he see water? No! Wait, but that could look like a shoreline. And he might actually think now that that's where a dock villager was. Fire was bringing a boar back. Nice job from Fire to recognize the boars were out there. The boars have different amounts of food on them. It's 360 food for most of these boars, so a bit more than your standard boar. But I mean, Fire will have fishing ships. Dwitti will not. Dwitti finds down here that there's berries, gold, and stone. You can eat wild horses with Hyperrandom, so I don't know if he'll know that, but that's 160 food if he wants to eat the horse. And there's also a couple bunnies out here. They only have 69 food. So that's... Wait, is that more or less than they usually have? I guess it's not that different. I think he'll just come over here to get these sheep for now. And okay, he has seen some water terrain now with this goat as well. But this isn't the type of water that you're expecting to need to dock. Like, normally, in normal generations, you have more of the blue water, and then there's fish. Swamp doesn't generate fish except for in Hyperrandom, sometimes. So, you know, I think Dwitti will just not... He doesn't know enough to change his build-up. It's too late now. He just won't have it. And obviously, Fire will. And Fire should have the lead. And Fire will know his opponent doesn't have a dock because he's walked this way a bunch of times. So Fire has access to, like, all the boars. Fire has access to all the fish. So really clean spot for Fire to be in economically long-term. Somebody asked if they can consistently resub with their Prime every month. Or if they have to do it manually. You can't have it automatic. Amazon is not in the business of giving away free money. And Prime subs is that. So, unfortunately, you have to do it manually. Obviously, it's annoying. Would be great. Oh, look, he's eating the horse. But, yeah, appreciate you dropping the Prime. Thank you. A floating Dutchman. We've got floating, but we've got no Dutchman here. Thanks for the 14 months. Flying Steaks. Yes, this is where you're supposed to say good things about me. No, I wasn't the one. I didn't pay you for that. All right. So Dwitti's up. Feels to me like he's going to play into something like archers here. I think he knows that Fire's TC is around here. Fire's probably going to click up as well. And Fire's got free fishing. I mean, there's no other way to slice it. It's just way better for Fire here. I tried to make some arguments. Some valid arguments on the early advantages for Dwitti, but the difference between having the fish and not is huge. And I feel very bad for Dwitti now because it just comes down to the fact that Fire's villager happened to be on the water at the start and Dwitti's was not. So T90, I noticed when my Prime sub has ended. Oh, he says, I noticed my Prime sub has ended when I lose access to the chat room on the Discord. All right, well, that's one way to do it. But yeah, I guess if you don't pay attention that way, you kind of have to keep an eye on it manually. Do you see this deer running from Fire? Wait, Fire just collected the tower. Wow. Okay, so now that is Fire's tower. Damn, Fire's got a great setup. He's got the fish. He's got gold and stone back here. He's got the berries back here. Fire's in a great spot. If that tower was where Fire is taking wood and gold, it might be impossible for Dwitti to do damage. But now it's at least possible. But, like, look at the difference in eco, man. It's just purely because he didn't see it. The randomness giveth, and the randomness screweth. That is what Sun Tzu once said. He was, of course, speaking in advance about this tournament. Because he knew the third iteration would happen. Fire with some walling here. Fire wanting to go fast castle. He'll see a spearman. And, alright, Dwitti will see a target now. Dwitti knows where to attack. Dwitti will bring the archers forward now. Are there any other collectible towers around the map? There is. It's over here. That'll probably never get found. I would just be so confused if I'm Dwitti. It's like, how is he going fast castle? How do they have the food for that? It just doesn't really make any logical sense. And even if he were to find the fish now, it's not like he can just kill it, because Fire can make ships from both of his docks. And the fish has already paid off, like, big time. Nice job from Fire to wall here. We have a tower now from Dwitti. He's kind of going all in. Fire hasn't seen the archers yet, so he doesn't know that there's going to be archers and vills. Fire brings his villagers to batter this down. There is an archer with fletching here, though. So this could be really good for Dwitti. And Fire can't escape. His villagers, are they all trapped? No way, dude! Dwitti had the villagers blocked off, and he gets some quick walls. Fire's going to lose 3 villagers there. Also, the tower hasn't attacked, so I guess it's just a visual thing. Dwitti could also lose a vill. He doesn't, though, and now his tower's on the way up, and that is not what Fire would have wanted. So, okay, Fire under some pressure here. Things getting messy. And now you're starting to think Dwitti's got some chances here. Final game, by the way. This is a best of 3. Dwitti has found the dock. Fire is actually adding a galley to protect that shoreline, which is a good move. Dwitti would love to have more and more towers. Fire's wood situation, not so hot at the moment. This is his wood line. He's had to abandon it. This is really inefficient. He's headed to stone now, like he maybe wants to think about a castle, but that wasn't his initial plan. Dwitti is underneath the town center with the archer. Whoops. But yeah, he wants to bring in vills now. He's found out about the fish, and he wants to stop Fire from freely fishing. It's a good call, and it is doable for him to deny this because Fire's galley is going after the archer on this side. And Dwitti's actually about to be through here, can build another tower to maybe take Fire off of gold. This is a game now. This is a close game. A stressful game. And credit to Dwitti for finding a way, because this is just not... being, like, permanently behind by 500 resources collected is never a good sign. This is maybe a little too crazy, but he's just walking in now, and Fire is scared of these 4 vills. Probably because he thinks there could be archers as well. Dwitti really needs wood at the moment, just realizing his wood situation's not great. He can't even build a tower yet because he doesn't have the wood for it. But he's making fire galleys, and Fire doesn't know the dock is there. So maybe if he can get multiple fire galleys, he could start to kill Fire's fish. So much happening right now. Dwitti trying to save this archer. He will save the archer, and Fire has to run away, and now another tower for Dwitti, and Fire has no gold. So Fire's in castle age. He is on stone, but he's got, like, nothing else, and now he's building a castle there. Okay. Honestly, I like it. I don't like how difficult it was to get to this position, but I like it because he protects the front of his base a little bit, and then he can make a couple Keshiks, and Keshiks are a really strong unit. Dwitti is desperate right now, and he needs to... Both players actually need to repair their ships, but the archers for Dwitti can snipe the repair villagers. Such a weird game now. Repair villager should die, which means that Fire, who doesn't have wood or gold to make another ship, will lose his galley, and then could start to lose the fish, maybe even lose the vills. He is making a demo from over here now. Fire makes his first Keshik. I'm sure the Keshiks will be over, but Fire's eco is kind of falling apart despite the massive lead. But can Dwitti ever make it to Castle Age? Look at him. He's going to run all the way over here to build a mill. No! There's only 26 food per bush. 26 food per bush, bro. He's milling 70... math is hard. 78 food. Like, Dwitti is never playing Hyperrandom again. Dwitti is going to ban this map from his life. This map has screwed him over. Didn't see the fish. Now he's milling 75 food. I guess there are hares here. But, ugh. That's so brutal. Fire still hasn't cleared up fire galleys. Like, there's still more fire galleys on the way. His Keshiks are moving out now to try and find some damage. There's a lot of exposed eco for Dwitti. Everything needs to be walled. That's, like, impossible. But he's given himself a good shot here, at least, in rough circumstances. This villager's running away. Fire has battered down one of the towers, so he can move back here. Fire doesn't really know what he's looking for, so we'll see if Dwitti has the time. With how this is going for Dwitti right now, he's going to miss out on a half a second quick wall, and these units are going to get into his base. Let's see. Oh, he just got that palisade down. There's no holes so far. Dwitti sees the Keshiks. The wood line needs to be walled on this side as well. Fire checking for holes. These villagers are really going to need jobs. But at least Dwitti's safe for now. Oh, and if the fire galley moves forward, man, the fire galley just moves an inch, it'll kill the fish. But it's not moving. Oh, and there's Keshiks finding villager kills on this gold. Again, everything's exposed. The berries are freaking gone because he got scammed, and he can't click up to Castle Age. Fire's got this, I think. Dooidy's got so much idle. Like, these villagers can't go anywhere. He's got, like, no army. He's not killing the fish. Okay, he's on the way up. He's on the way up, and he's moving on the fishing ships now. He needs to almost sneak these vills to this corner somehow. I mean, this tower will be a guard tower. That'll be really strong. Fire should actually batter that down or do something about that. Almost feels like Fire might go for a forward castle, but might build a castle defensively. And fire ships will trade evenly against each other there. Dwitti's making another one. So is Fire. Fire's still fishing with 3 fish. Dwitti finds more stone now. And game 3 of a best of 3, Fire is bringing villagers. He wants a castle drop on Dwitti's bubble eco, we'll call it. And I mean, I love the energy. I actually think it would be stronger to build it on the TC. But this is some aggressive plays. I mean, there's no army for Dwitti to stop this. Why not? There's the castle. Dwitti will see it. You can't do anything about it. But you know what this means, guys. This means Dwitti might need to be desperate. And if Dwitti gets desperate, where do you think he's going to castle? Well, actually, I have no answers for you. Oh, God. The house has gone down on the golds. The gold miners have been found. Fire has just played so well with the Keshik. Keshik was a really interesting call. He's got really nice control now. And this castle will go up. Dwitti has the stone wall. Dwitti needs to run away. Fire will take the wood there. Fire will have 2 castles now for Keshiks. These villagers just seem like they're going to be out of resources eventually. If Dwitti can get his own castle, it could be strong. He did kill... Oh, he didn't kill the fish yet, actually. But he needs a castle fast. There's 13 Keshiks on the map. Crazy amount of army from Fire. My goodness. And still no stone. And still no gold to buy the stone for Dwitti as he has to run back to his TC here. He needs to sell. Like, sell some wood, buy some stone, and drop the castle. Okay, he'll drop a tower here to keep this safe. And then castle probably needs to be right behind the TC. Because then you can protect your gold and at least take that. Guys, the thing I was critical of with Fire is he didn't show a lot of killer instinct in the previous game. That's been the opposite now. I mean, it got really messy. But this has been a crazy amount of aggression. Like, there's so much army. 14 Keshiks is ridiculous. Well played. I mean, but Dwitti's not dead yet. And maybe if Fire starts to shift into a little bit more defensive play, economic play, Dwitti could have some chances. Dwitti, bro, sell 200 wood and buy the gold. I don't... it's so frustrating. Like, he could easily build a castle if he just used the market. The weird tower there from Fire. Dwitti will just counter tower that, no problem. And Fire's villagers will go back to wood. Yeah, I don't know. It's just surprising. Like, he can easily build a castle right now if he sells off his wood and buys the castle, but builds the castle here. Then you can take the gold. Maybe the chaos of the situation has Dwitti uncertain. Oh, okay. TC was found down here, so he's been looking at that. TC is not denied, though. It'll actually complete. I don't know if the villagers can actually garrison it, though, after it completes. That's a lot of damage output onto the TC. Seems like they can garrison for a little while. Okay, now he drops a tower. Fire will see that. Need to garrison immediately, Dwitti. He does. We'll see if Fire stays here. The TC's killing the Keshiks very quickly. Okay, he's adding a monk to get conversions. He's got towers defensively everywhere he needs. Fire's Keshiks here are not going to be enough, most likely. But let's see. Fire's still trying to be cheeky and keep some units around once they're weak. Dwitti knows that. Fire's Keshik here could be converted. This is very chaotic right now. They're still looking on water as well. Dwitti's killing the fish. Guys, can Dwitti do this? Another game where he's just hanging around, guys. Hanging around. And now Fire will shift into eco. Dwitti, careful. Sees it. That could be a converted Keshik. I mean, get a couple of these vills onto wood and gold. You've got this TC on stone for another castle. Or, sorry, for a castle. He doesn't have another castle. He gets a conversion there. Fire could lose another Keshik. I just want to see Dwitti buy a castle now. The fish aspect is not important anymore. The Fire has TCs. And Fire's eco is slowly climbing ahead. Has been ahead for a while, but I mean, it's climbing ahead even more because he's on 2 town centers. And Fire underneath the TC again. Gets a villager kill, but needs to run away. Okay. I mean, ballistics is going to be in. Ranged units and the towers are going to be really, really strong here for Dwitti going forward. Okay, Dwitti finally has enough stone for a castle. It would be very Nomad energy, very Dwitti energy to have this be a castle that wins or loses him the game. Can you imagine if he brings all his vills with a couple monks and tries a castle here? Dwitti's been so indecisive with the castles. I really... Like, he gets the stone for a castle, and then he thinks, no thank you. He's just dropping a tower there. And, yeah, Fire understands the assignment, understands how the opponent will play it, and just drops his own castle. That's fine from Fire. What does this tower even do? So, stone for a castle. Still no castle. Dwitti seemingly running out of ideas. Doesn't seem like he has a plan right now. 900 stone. It's the same thing in the previous game. He had like 1,500 stone and didn't build castles. Still feels like he kind of wants to go. He's tower rushing a castle? All right, next level stuff here. We got monks back here, so Fire might want to back off. Fire will go for it anyways. Conversions will happen. Fire will kill the monks, though, which he'll be happy with. Tower has ballistics now, but the other tower won't go up. I think Dwitti's brain is just ever so slightly fried after the action here. I have no clue what his plan is right now. Like, and meanwhile, Fire's dropping TCs, and Fire's going to boom. That tower got stolen by Dwitti. How is that blue again? That's kind of weird. Bro, Dwitti, what are we doing? Why do we have so much stone? At least, like, build a castle defensively and make war wagons or something. Okay, castle. Let's go. Finally a castle. And now Fire's just going to counter castle. Dwitti quick walls. And Fire will definitely complete his castle. There's no doubt about it. This is the castle Dwitti was waiting for. And it might not be Dwitti. It might be Douidy here, because this castle is just in a brutal spot, man. just didn't have enough like commitment to getting the castle up early here, Dwitti. 94%, 96%, 99%, never a doubt. Never a doubt. And actually, as we see murder hulls rushed in. I mean, we got towers, we got the occasional monk, ballistics is in. The castle's still pretty strong. Fire's still pretty far ahead. No war wagons whatsoever from Dwitti. Sorry, he had one. It got converted. So, yeah, now he's lost that. And he's going to build a tower over here, but his own war wagon's denying it now. Messy, 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 messy game. This game has been Lionel freaking Messi. Sorry, anything but Lionel Messi. Everything messy, though, if you know what I mean. All right, tower gets denied. Fire is making petards. There's a random farmer from Dwitti that has walked through there for some reason. I don't know how that happened. All of Fire's Keshiks died to the TC. What is Dwitti's plan right now? Is he wants to go imp, I think? Like Imperial Age and Trebs? Cav archers? Okay. Alright, Fire's gonna try a castle here. I mean, Dwitti needs to see this, instantly buy stone and counter castle. This is just like the previous game. Let's see. He'll see it. We'll give him a second. And then you just buy stone and counter castle. Fire's petards ejected. Wasn't enough to kill the castle. Oh, there's raids down here from Fire. Dwitti doesn't see it. Dwitti doesn't see this. Dwitti is done. Fire is held on. And the pressure is just too much for Dwitti. Yeah, he sees it now, but it's way too late. Dwitti did a fantastic job holding on. It was a really unfortunate map gen for him. And he is on the way to the Imperial Age. In this TC. You know it's a bad game when your safest TC is the one that's on fire. Imp into what? Imp into what, though? Cav archers? Sneaky cav archers? Okay, I mean, you can get to another castle, I guess, for Trebs. I don't know. Like, Fire should always win this game, but we'll see. We'll see. Dwitti's about to have 25 on stone. He is well and truly stoned. Out of his mind. And now will he drop a castle when he gets the stone? Okay, he drops a castle there. I mean, there's a plan. Oh, guys, imagine how sick it would be if you put the Trebs in there and stonewall it. Oh, man, I want to see it so bad. 11-year-old T90 playing scenarios against AIs was all about that, dude. I would create these little cliffside areas for me to put my siege and my towers in. Fire is on the way to imp. And he's got crazy town centers. He doesn't actually have a lot of army, though. Like, he's got 6 Keshiks. His eco is ridiculous, though. Oh, cav archers are raiding. Dwitti comeback? No way, right? That's a crazy raid. He's killing a lot of stuff here. All right. Another castle? I swear to God, if Dwitti wins this game. Let's go. Those cav archers were sitting in the archer range for a minute as well. There's a chance, guys. Don't ask me how, but there is a chance. He's got keeps now. For defense and offense, Fire is committing fully to Keshiks, which can't go after towers and castles. Fire did just kill more villagers over here. He killed 3. Nice shot from him. But Fire is going to get stressed about the trebuchets, and he's going to be losing the castles he needs to produce Keshiks. Another castle from Dwitti. Who needs wood? Just build castles. 21 on stone. He has more on stone than any other resource. And at least he's spending it now too, right? He was really late to spending it before. Fire will try and make his own trebuchets, I'm sure. But Fire doesn't actually have that much stone. Also, Fire's TC got denied by a random galley up here. 3 villagers killed. What? I mean, Fire will likely lose these castles. Because Dwitti has 3 trebs. Fire's eco is still so far ahead. This should never be losable. But at the same time, like, he's committed so much to castles that are probably going to get trapped. I really think that Dwitti is going to end up housing Fire here. I'm looking around. Fire barely has houses because he just built so many castles. Where's Dwitti from? He's a Chinese player. And he's got crazy YOLO Nomad energy, usually. Forward castle, Dwitti. Forward castle. Right where you took that castle down. Let's go. Let's go. Just drop it. Drop it like it's hot, dude. Go, 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 go. 14. Oh, he got conversions back here. He got a bunch of conversions back here on the Keshiks. And saves his monks as well? Okay. Dwitti has an opportunity. Yeah, just send it. Just send it. He's building a castle, and he has enough stone to build another castle now. Oh, here comes Fire with Keshiks. Keshiks that don't have imp armor yet, and this is against castles that have bracer and ballistics, and soon chemistry. Fire will lose his Keshiks here. But he is starting to treb this castle with his own trebs. No way, dude! No way! Fire loses everything! And now Dwitti's bringing his trebs to go after the trebs from Fire. Fire's under some pressure right now. Big pressure. He's trying to go skirms, but skirms can't take down castles. Can't take down keeps either. Can't take down ball bar cannons, which Dwitti's going to try. Dwitti down 50 vills. He's got 4 trebs versus 2 here. He's got tons of stone. Fire won't have stone for repairs. Let's not forget that. Fire is already pop blocked. Fire seems stuck right now. He doesn't know where to go. He's raiding with the scout here. That won't do enough. Dwitti's pushing with keeps. Dwitti takes down a castle. Dwitti is still behind by like 70 population. But he is towering his way forward. Can he do this? Castles and towers need to be repaired. Okay, towers, keep goes up. If this keep gets garrisoned, it'll kill a lot of things here. What is happening? Dwitti's stealing a relic. Wait, where did that monk come from? Did it come out of the tower? I don't understand. Trebs go down for Fire. Dwitti needs more repair villagers. Dwitti needs more everything. He needs more golds. A light cav is denying a tower there. You just got to think eventually the eco's going to pay off for Fire. It has been far from convincing. Dwitti can't let this castle go down to have any chance, I think. Repairs are too late. His castle falls. Just too late. And he had the vills there, which is a shame. He actually had all the vills in the castle. But finally, Fire's like kind of snapped out of it. And I think Fire can hold and he can take down the trebs. And that's really all he's needed with this big of an eco lead. Dwitti had nothing. Like, Dwitti had 4 trebs and castles. That was it. And he's hit like no army. Like, I'm trying to think of the military unit that Dwitti's produced the most of this game. I think it's honestly fire ships. He may have produced more fire ships than any other unit. Like, his military count's been non-existent. And he gave himself a chance. But, I mean, again, full credit to Fire. He had a big lead because of his raids. It definitely looked throwable. And I was getting really concerned for him, but I don't think he can throw it now. The Fire will probably need to step his game up a little bit in future rounds. because neither player was very sharp here, but he's got the job done. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. Yeah, I guess it could be monks. So maybe Dwitti produced more monks. But I'm really wondering if Dwitti produced more than... did he produce double digits of anything this game besides villagers? I think there's a very strong chance he didn't. Towers don't count, of course, as a unit. I'm not... Like, maybe he had, like, 9 monks, 8 fire ships, 6 trebs. It'd be wild, but he might actually have his most created unit be... Like, in his top 3, it might be the units he converted. Like, Keshiks or something. Because Capstrage will pick up on that. Yeah, I guess, like, for Fire, he just kind of lost control, and Dwitti was able to do a lot with a little. But now Fire can raid, and Fire's raiding in all these different spots, and Dwitti is now getting Yipsiong, and he calls the GG. Dude! How was that close? Like, look at the difference in units produced. There's so little military for Dwitti. 8 monks is his most created unit. 8 Keshiks, which was just literally conversions, and then 7 archers from feudal age. Meanwhile, Fire collected 20,000 more res. He almost lost that game. Holy. I think that shows you what Dwitti can do if he can get into the game. But he just wasn't able to get into the game there. It was just really sloppy. It was kind of confusing how he would get the stone for a castle, and you're like, all right, you're behind. You need to build a castle, right? It's like you're behind, you're banking stone for a castle. That's seemingly what you're playing towards. And then he just kind of like not do anything with his stone. He almost lost the previous game because of that too. So I don't know. Maybe that's a style thing. Maybe he's really picky on his positions. Could also just likely be the obvious thing that he was distracted. And there's just a lot of things happening. So Fire wins. Fire was the favorite. We got 3 games out of it though. GG. It was random, all right. And the generation was horrible for Dwitti in game number 1. Like, the Civ matchup and the generation was horrible for him game number 1. Game number 3, he did a good job to make it competitive. Because he kind of got screwed there as well.